help you with something? So welcome back to the channel. I have something special for you guys. We're diving into a non-technical review today, again, for this lens right here. It's the Canon RF 1535 f2.8. So I'm just borrowing this for a quick minute because I just kind of wanted to see everything there is to know about the 1535 before I decide to make a purchase. For the most part, I'm just kind of working with the kit lens that I have with my Canon R8, which is a 24 to 50 millimeter. Now, 24 millimeter is wide enough for me to actually hand hold my device and capture the footage. So although the 24 millimeter does a good job, I gotta say, having something like this where it can go as wide as 15 millimeter, it really does change everything, really. So first things first, let's talk about the build. And the Canon RF 1535 really does feel premium, and it really should, considering that it's part of the L series. And honestly, just for the price tag alone, it really should feel this premium. You get that signature red ring, weather sealing, and honestly, that solid, durable construction. So here's my phone, right? Just the iPhone 15 Pro. Now, when you compare the size, it's about the same height, but the sheer weight of this, I gotta say, it is heavy, right? I mean, zoom lenses typically are heavy anyway, but because I'm working with my kit lens most of the time, when I'm out filming and I have it in my hand and I'm holding it as I'm vlogging, it's not that bad because realistically, it's not that heavy. That being said, the downside is purely just gonna be the weight of it. What I love most about this particular lens is really at 15 millimeter, you're gonna be able to get a lot of the stuff, right? The ultra wide angle view, that's just really perfect for whatever you're shooting, whether it be landscapes, architecture, or even, like I said, vlogging. I think for vloggers, it's gonna be a great lens. Now, it also does give you that option to go all the way to 35, which is gonna give you that nice portrait and tighter composition photos. The zoom range, the wide aperture, and the stabilization within this lens really makes it a great addition to your kit. Just like with anything, there are pros and cons to this lens. So just testing out the Canon RF 1535 f2.8 lens here. This is kind of like that 24 millimeter focal length that I have on my kit lens that I normally use. So you can see that this is kind of it's a tad bit close to filling up the entire frame. My arm is reasonably lengthened right now. I have a slight elbow tuck. If I do like a complete elbow tuck close to my body, this is how close you're gonna be. This is with the stabilization on the lens. Now, that being said, the great thing about this lens is, again, it's not limited to 24 millimeter like my kit lens is. I can go all the way out to 15 millimeters. Now, with the elbow tucked in, and if I go 15, this is what I'm working with when I have my elbow tucked and it's at 15 millimeter focal length. You can clearly see a whole lot of the background. I gotta say though, even with the elbow tucked in, it is definitely heavy because I already feel a slight pinching on my shoulder right now, and it's not a great feeling, I won't lie. Maybe it's just because of the way I'm holding the camera. I have a little mini tripod. Actually, it doesn't even help. I just switched my grip to hold the lens itself because the lens itself is so big, but it's not really helping all that much. I think I have to basically rotate my hand back and forth just to give my left arm a bit of a break and then switch it to my right and then vice versa. So when you purchase this lens, that's going to be one thing that you probably want to be aware of. The sheer weight of it is going to be a little bit detrimental when you do a handhold vlogging, any type of that kind of work. So this is the enhanced digital stabilization on in my Canon R8 with the 18 millimeter focal length and the stabilization on the lens on. This basically crops it down to almost 24 millimeter. That's what I would say. It does get cropped quite a bit in my opinion when you do the enhanced, but honestly, with how well the stabilization is with the lens, I don't think you'll necessarily need to turn on the enhanced digital stabilization in my opinion, but that's just if you want to be extra secure about how stable you want your videos to turn out like. This is with no digital stabilization whatsoever on my Canon R8, but I do have the stabilization on for the lens itself. Now, I gotta say, this looks fantastic in my opinion. This is a premium lens that you're paying for, and honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less. The 50mm really does a great job showing the entire background as I'm just kind of walking. Honestly, my left shoulder is already kind of hurting. So again, going back to the whole thing about travel, vlogging, and using this lens for any kind of traveling stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna use that, to be honest. I've done the 16mm, I've done the 28mm pancake lens. Those ones are definitely much easier to use, especially when I'm holding the camera and vlogging. This guy, on the other hand, it does wear me out. Just holding onto the camera the whole time while trying to film at a 50mm. It's great, the quality is amazing, but honestly, my shoulder cries every single time. So I am still kind of on the fence about the lens. At the end of the day, the Canon RF 15-35mm at f2.8, it is a fantastic lens. It's an incredible lens that offers versatility, sharpness, and top-notch performance. If you're looking to invest in a wide-angle lens that does just about anything, this is it, right? Again, I'm super thankful that I even had an opportunity to try it, because honestly, filming with this really is a blast. That being said, although I think this is a great lens, I don't know, not yet anyway, if I'm going to keep this as my main lens for when I go traveling, let's say, because number one, it's super pricey and I don't really want to risk anything happening to this lens, especially when I'm traveling and my camera's kind of like going everywhere back and forth, and I don't really want to risk anything. And number two, I think just for travel purposes, the whole point is for me to travel a little bit on the lighter side, and this really does add quite a bit of weight to it, and I don't know if I want to utilize this. I still think that, as per my previous video, which I'll kind of put somewhere up there, I think the 16mm or even the 28mm pancake lens is still your best bet, especially if you're just looking to travel with it. So I think it's nice to have that versatility. I hope you guys found the video helpful to some capacity. I can't wait to go out and try this out a little bit more before I have to hand it back, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.